Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It's that time. I'm going to do our NFL picks and predictions for week 7 of the 2025 NFL season. We're going to go over all of our games today, break them down, and try to predict the outcome, the final score, the winner, the loser. We'll also take a look at our best bets, money line, spreads, over-unders. Before we get started, though, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments down below. Who do you think is going to win these games? Drop it down in the comment section. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. Let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it. Our very first game, our Thursday night game, Thursday, October 16th, 8:15 p.m. on Prime Video. The 4-1 Pittsburgh Steelers on the road versus the 2-4 Cincinnati Bengals. The Steelers on the road, a 64.5% chance to win. Cincinnati, a 35.3% chance. Steelers are 5.5-point favorites, 43.5 over-under. This is two of the oldest quarterbacks facing off, Rodgers versus Flacco. Pretty sure Rodgers is 41, Flacco is 40. Two of the veterans, the grizzled veterans in the NFL. Right now, the Steelers coming in here as the favorites. The offense is rolling right now. The defense is getting back to what Mike Tomlin likes to do. Physical, aggressive defense, shutting down the run, getting pressures on opposing quarterbacks, and Aaron Rodgers playing much better than he did last season with the Jets. Steelers 23.8 points a game, throwing for 193.8, running for 84. Got to get the rush yards up, though. Concentrate on that ground game. That will help the passing into the play action, and they're getting about 21.4 points a game, only 110.6 on the ground. Cincinnati is a team that's built around Joe Burrow going in a shootout every single game. Blow for blow, they don't have Joe Burrow. That's a massive loss. They still have Chase, Higgins, Brown. A lot of weapons on this team, but it's going to be Flacco getting the nod here. Actually played pretty good last week. Cincinnati overall 17.2 points a game, throwing for 178.5, only running for 56.7. That's not going to cut it. They got to get the rush yards up, giving up 30.5 points a game. They give up a lot of points. For them to have any shot here, Flacco has to be prepared to get in a shootout for there to be some fireworks. Without Joe Burrow, I just don't think the Cincinnati offense can do that. And the Steelers are humming right along right now. They have the momentum. I have them going to Cincinnati, winning this one 24-17. Now moving on to our Sunday matchups, October 19th, this coming Sunday, 9:30 a.m. on the NFL Network. Of course, we have another London game. Crazy across the world games. Whenever we have games in England, crazy things happen. Prepare yourself for the potential upset. We're going to have the 4-2 Rams playing the 4-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. Both teams in search of win number 5. The Rams a 58.2% chance to win. The Jags a 41.5% chance. Rams are very slight favorites here. 3-point favorites, a 44.5 over-under. But I honestly think this game is very close to a pick'em, especially with Nakua not playing for the Rams. That is a massive loss. He might be the most electrifying wide receiver in the NFL right now, and he's not going to be on the field. Right now, the Rams offense, 23.3 points a game, throwing for 269.2, running for 105.8, giving up 18.3 points a game. The offense is humming right along. Stafford having a great season so far. 1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 picks. They have Williams, but without Nakua, yes, they have other weapons to step up, but Nakua, you cannot replace that production. The Jags, 23.2 points a game, throwing for 207, running for 124, giving up 20 points a game, leading the NFL in turnovers from their defense. 2 to 3 turnovers every single game, playing great defense right now, only giving up 91.5 on the ground. Can they shut down the Rams' rushing game and force Stafford to have to beat them vertically through the air? He's more than capable of doing that. The guy's a veteran. He knows how to gunsling it down the field. That's actually his specialty. The Jags' defense playing well. The offense is playing well. Trevor Lawrence still has some turnover concerns, but how about Travis Etienne? 500 yards rushing so far. Brian Thomas Jr. starting to get hot. This could be a very close game, but I think the Rams have just enough to pull it out on the road here in England. They win at 23-20. And on Fox at 1 p.m., the 1-5 New Orleans Saints. The Saints here trying to get some type of momentum going forward for the season. They'll be on the road here versus the 3-2 Chicago Bears. The Bears on the short week here. They're not going to be fully rested. But how about Caleb Williams? How about this Bears offense? Much improved over where they were last season. Caleb Williams having a really good season so far. The defense is getting gashed left and right, but at least they're scoring some points. Chicago, 64.7% chance to win. New Orleans, a 35.1% chance. The Bears are 5.5-point favorites. 47.5 over-under. Saints offense, 18.5 points a game. Throwing for 195.8. Running for 109.5, getting a 26.7 points a game. They have weapons on offense. Rattler, Kamara, Olave. There's guys there. They just need some consistency on the offensive side. Get some first downs. Help the defense out. Get them off the field for the Bears. With Williams, Odunze, Moore, they are spreading this offense out. Caleb Williams not forcing anything so far this season. 25.2 points a game. throwing for 227.8, running for 110.8, giving up 28.2 points a game. They give up some points, but like I said, they are going to score, and I don't think the Saints can stop them. Give me the hot team. Give me the Bears winning this one, 27-20. Then 1 p.m. on Fox, the 3-3 Carolina Panthers. How about the Panthers? Panthers playing really good football the last couple weeks. They've won 3 out of their last 4. They're coming off a win versus the Dallas Cowboys. This offense has finally awoken. I've been saying the entire season, if they can get the ground game going, Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard when he's fully healthy, when they can run the ball, Bryce Young plays much better when he has some live play action going on, but he needs the rushing game to help him out. They've been able to do that. Defense much improved over where they were last season. They're not one of the best, but they were dead last place last season. They're definitely not there right now. They're starting to win some games. Had a great second half last year. They've carried that momentum into 2025. They're going to be on the road here versus the 0-6 New York Jets. The Jets still trying to get their first win of the season. Their performance last week was not a performance that gives you a lot of confidence, but maybe they're due for a better game. Justin Fields, when he's on, when he's using his legs, extending plays, still keeping his eyes looking down the field, one of the most electrifying quarterbacks with the ball in his hands running it. But if you can take the rush game away, it's a very long day for New York Jets. 48.6% chance to win. Panthers 51%. Practically a 50-50 split with the fans. Panthers here 1.5 point favorites. Basically a pick 'em. 42 over-under. Panthers are averaging 22 points a game, throwing for 188.2, running for 142.7. Great rush game, giving up 24.3 points a game. How about McMillan, the first-round wide receiver, almost 400 yards so far. The Jets, 20.5 points a game, throwing for 144.2, running for 135.7, giving up 28.3 points a game. Jets might be able to pull off the win here at home, but I'm going to ride with the hot team. Give me the Panthers getting the upset win, 20-17. And on Fox at 1 p.m., the 4-2 Philadelphia Eagles riding a 2-game losing streak. They got to get things back on track here. The offense has not been playing up to par. Last year, one of the most balanced offenses in the NFL, throwing for 189, running for 188. They can't do either of those things right now. They got to get back on track. Great offensive line, great offensive roster, great defense on paper, but the defense has been struggling so far this season. They're on the road here versus the 3-2 Minnesota Vikings. The big question here, is it going to be Wentz or is it going to be J.J. McCarthy? We don't know fully as of yet. Right now, the Vikings, 47.1% chance to win. The Eagles, a 52.5% chance. Philadelphia, 2-point favorites, 43.5 over-under. The Eagles are averaging 23.7 points a game, throwing for 179.2, only running for 95.8, basically half of what they were rushing for last season. They are the defending Super Bowl champions. They're giving up 23.8 points per game. Minnesota, 24.6 points a game, throwing for 198.2, running for 106.8, giving up 19.4 points a game. They have weapons at all the positions. The big issue, obviously, is the quarterback position. They have Mason on the ground. They have Justin Jefferson, might be the best wide receiver in the NFL sometimes. He just needs someone to consistently get him the ball. On the other side, you have a Hurts, Saquon Barkley, who hasn't really gotten going yet. At some point, he's going to turn it on. Might be this game. Smith, Brown, playmakers all over the field. We just need some consistency, some reliability. I think they might hit their footing this week. They win this one 27-21. Then 1 p.m. on CBS, we have the 4-2 New England Patriots. The Patriots, guys, they might be the best team in the division now. The Bills are kind of starting to take a couple steps back. Patriots, Vrabel, it's looking pretty good, especially on the offensive side. Drake May slinging the ball up and down the field. They'll be on the road versus the 1-5 Tennessee Titans, who have now fired their coach, all in year number 1. Tennessee, 34.1% chance to win. The Pats, a 65.6% chance to win. Tennessee, the underdog at home. Patriots, 7-point favorites, 42 over-under. Drake May right now closing in on 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 picks. Very efficient season. Diggs, the veteran, someone that he can rely on. And they're also playing pretty good defense. The front 7 shutting down the run, only giving up 83.5 yards on the ground. Right now, the Patriots, 25 points a game, throwing for 244.5, running for 91.5, giving up 20 points a game. Like I said, it's that front 7 getting pressure on opposing quarterbacks, shutting down the run game. That's going to hurt Tennessee here. Cam Ward really struggling, but it's not his fault. The offensive line is awful. He has no playmakers. No one can hold the ball. They have no ground game. And if the Patriots take away the limited ground game they have, it's going to put Ward into third and long situations. It's going to get ugly. They're averaging 13.8 a game, throwing for 150.5, running for 81.8, giving up 26.8 points a game. I think the Patriots cruise to the win here. They win at 28-17. Then on CBS at 1 p.m., the 1-5 Miami Dolphins, McDaniels, Greer, both on the hot seat right now, feeling a lot of pressure, especially McDaniels. But let's be honest, Grill built this roster. He should bear a lot of the blame. They'll be on the road here versus the 1-5 Cleveland Browns. The Browns, much better than the way they've looked. The reason that I say that, they actually have a pretty good defense, a very good defense, great defensive roster, but the offense gets no first downs. The defense on the field the entire game. They get wore out. They can only bend so much before they break. Cleveland, 47.9% chance to win. Miami, 51.7%. Both teams one win, both in search of win number 2 this season. Cleveland is the favorite, 3-point favorites, 40.5 over under. The Dolphins are averaging 22.3 points a game, throwing for 197.7, running for 91.3, giving up 29 points a game. Even with Hill out, they still have Tua. Tua, please, no turnovers. If he gets pressured here by that Browns defensive front, he might make some errant throws. Usually leads to turnovers. They have Achin. They have Waddle, who's really stepped up as the wide receiver number 1. On the other side, Dylan Gabriel slinging the ball. Rookie here. Maybe Miami could take advantage of that. Quinton Junkins having a good season on the ground. Fannin Jr. Cleveland, 13.7 points a game. They obviously have to get that number up. Throwing for 190.8, running for 90.7, getting up 24.3 points a game. One of the best rush defenses in the country, though. 79.7 yards on the ground. They're going to take that away from the Dolphins. So if the Dolphins win, it's going to be on Tua's arm. That doesn't give me much confidence, but give me Miami winning this one, pulling off the upset, 24-20. 1 p.m. on CBS, the 2-4, the Las Vegas Raiders here. Pete Carroll's team, so much hinges on the play of Geno Smith. Geno Smith, he's Jekyll and Hyde. He's all over the place. He'll have a good game, 3 touchdowns. He'll have a bad game, 3 picks. What version of Geno Smith shows up here? It's a 50-50. And if he does have a good game this week, it's going to have to be against an aggressive Chiefs defense. Right now, KC 3-3, coming off a dominating win versus the Detroit Lions, one of the best offenses in the NFL. They were able to shut that down. They have a 78.5% chance to win this one at home at Arrowhead. Raiders, a 21.3% chance. KC, 12.5-point favorites. That's a massive spread for an NFL game. The over-under here is 45.5. Las Vegas, 17.2 points a game. Throwing for 201.5. Running for 105.2, giving up 24.8 points a game. KC, 25.8 points a game, scoring a lot more points than they were able to score last season, but the defense isn't as good as it was last year. Throwing for 241.3, running for 118.7, getting up 20.7 points a game. Kelsey, Brown, Worthy, Mahomes still the leading rusher through the first 6 games, 222 yards a game. That's not going to cut it. The rest of this running back room, it's not optional. You guys have to step up. He's only running for like 35 yards a game, and he's your leading rusher. Where's the rushing attack? You have to help out Mahomes. He can't do everything. He's not the do-all for this team. He's going to get hurt doing that. But I think they still have just enough offense. They're at home. Their defense plays well. And KC is hot right now after that Detroit win. They win this one 28-16. Then on CBS at 4:05 p.m., the 2-4 New York Giants. All right, guys, we have to give the Giants some credit here. What a performance last week, beating the defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles. They finally are scoring some points here. Since Jackson Dart took over the reins, this offense is humming right along. Scottaboo's running the ball physically, but can they bring that on the road to the 4-2 Denver Broncos? The Broncos, one of the best rush defenses in the nation. Will the Giants be able to run on Denver? It's strength for strength. Who's going to win at the line of scrimmage? New York, 33.8% chance to win. Denver, 65.9% chance. Broncos are 7-point favorites, 40 over-under. The Giants are averaging 20.2 points a game, throwing for 202, running for 126.2, giving up 24 points a game. Oh, how much they wish they had neighbors to add with Robinson, because they'd be able to run the ball and then have a legit wide receiver number 1. They don't have him, but so far Jackson Dart looking really good on the field. Denver, this is about the point last season where they round the corner, really started playing good football offensively, running the ball, throwing the ball, top 5 defense nationally. Bo Nix, 9 touchdowns, 4 picks, 1,300 yards. He's also a dual threat quarterback. He will run, but he's always keeping his eye looking down the field. They're averaging 21.7 points a game, throwing for 206.8, running for 130.2. J.K. Dobbins closing in on 450 on the ground. They're only giving up 15.8 points a game. Top 3 defense in the NFL, only 89 on the ground. Will the Giants be able to run on Denver? Will Denver be able to shut the run game down and put this entire game on Jackson Dart's arm? I think they're able to do that. Denver wins this one 24-17. And this is actually one of the better matchups this entire week. 4:05 p.m. on CBS. The 5-1 Indianapolis Colts. The 5-1 Indianapolis Colts. Let me say that one more time. The 5-1 Colts. How about this team? Daniel Jones out there looking like Andrew Luck. He's throwing the ball, running the ball. They're playing solid defense. Jonathan Taylor right now over 600 yards rushing. Warren, Pierce, so many weapons on this team. This team was a team that was not supposed to succeed. Unless you're a Colts fan, you probably always had faith in your team. They're on the road here versus the LA Chargers, 4-2, coming off that comeback win versus the Dolphins. Harbaugh's team, they're going to be without Hampton. They might be without Johnson, but thankfully for them, just like last week, they still have Ladd McConkey, Justin Herbert, 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4 picks. Colts, 50.3% chance to win. Chargers, 49.3%. That's what we call a 50-50 split right down the middle. LA, 1.5 point favorites, 48.5 over-under. Colts, 32.3 points a game, throwing for 245, running for 131.8, giving up 19.3 points a game. Great offense, great defense. The Chargers, 21.2 points a game, throwing for 240, running for 120.7, giving up 20.8 points per game. Do not underestimate the Colts here. They could easily go on the road to LA, pull off the win, but I think the Chargers will be able to hold them up just long enough. They win this one 27-21. Then at 4:25 p.m. on Fox, the 3-1 Green Bay Packers getting back to their winning ways. They'll be on the road versus the 2-4 Arizona Cardinals. The big issue for the Cardinals is Kyler Murray going to play this game. He is everything on this team. Obviously, the leading passer. He's also the leading rusher. If he doesn't play, it's going to be Jacoby Brissett, who has been around for a while. He is a experienced backup. But obviously, you want Kyler Murray's arm. You want his legs and his ability to create plays with his legs. Right now, the Cardinals, 38.2% chance to win. The Packers, a 61.4% chance. Green Bay, 6.5 point favorites, 44.5 over-under. Jacobs, Kraft, Reed, a lot of weapons on this team. They just got to get back to the way that they were playing the first 2 weeks. They're averaging 26.2, throwing for 237.4, running for 122.2, giving up 20 points a game. Only 73 on the ground, giving up the number one rush defense in the NFL. They're going to make life harder for the Cardinals. The Cardinals, 21.7 points a game, throwing for 193.8, running for 113.2, giving up 21.2, with the question marks at the quarterback position. Give me Green Bay on the road here, 26-20. Then on Fox at 4:25 p.m., the 3-3 Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels showed last week, yes, they lost the game, but he was fully healthy, pushing the ball down the field. You need him with his legs. You want him 100% healthy. He's one of the most electrifying players in the NFL when he can play the type of game that he wants to play. They'll be on the road here versus the 2-3 Dallas Cowboys. Dallas can score some points, but their defense is one of the worst. You have to outscore them. They'll be going blow for blow with you. They're going to put up points here no matter what. They're going to score. But will Washington be able to score enough in Jerry World? Dallas, 49.4% chance to win. Commanders, a 50.2. Again, a 50-50 split. Some really competitive games this week. Dallas is the underdog. Washington, 2-point favorites, 55.5 over-under. Commanders, 26.3 points a game, throwing for 194.7, running for 151, giving up 21 points a game. A lot of question marks about when Scary Terry's going to be on the field fully healthy. Debo has stepped in nicely, though. Dallas, 29.7 points a game. Dak Prescott, 1,700 yards, 13 touchdowns, 3 picks. They can run the ball this season. Williams is running. You need CeeDee Lamb fully back in the equation. But so far, Pickens closing in on 550 yards receiving. They're running for 117.2, giving up 30.7 points a game, 270 through the air, 142 on the ground. Washington will be able to throw. They'll be able to run, but Dallas is still going to get theirs. But I think Washington wins this one, 30-26. And 8:20 p.m. on NBC, our final Sunday night game, the 3-2 Atlanta Falcons. How about that win for last week? They beat the Bills. That was a great performance here. The offense woke Penix look good. Bijan Robinson doing everything that he does. They'll be on the road versus the 4-2 San Francisco 49ers. This team so banged up this season, but still they're finding ways to win. Brock Purdy might be back this week yet. We don't know. Might be Mac Jones. McCaffrey, almost 400 on the ground, almost 500 through the air. This guy's put this team on his back. His back has to be sore. He's doing everything here. San Francisco, 61.8% chance to win. Atlanta, 37.9%. 49ers are 2-point favorites, 47.5 over under. This Falcons offense, so many weapons on this team, but so much of it hinges around Bijan Robinson. If they get the ground game going, Penix, when he has the deep ball going, this is a deadly team. When it's not on, the offense kind of sputters. They're averaging 20 points a game. London has really stepped up the last couple weeks, throwing for 227.6, running for 151.2. Not a bad balanced offense, giving out 20 points a game. The 49ers, 20.8 points a game, throwing for 291.5, one of the highest passing teams in the NFL, running for 82.2. Got to get the rush yards up. We need some consistency, some balance, giving up 21.3 points a game. The defense, not as good as it was to start the season, but still all around. As you get your starters back, as the offense scores some more points, they're going to take some pressure off of that defense. Hopefully take some pressure off of McCaffrey, because you don't want him to get hurt. He's doing everything right now. You don't want to lose him. I think this 49ers offense, they wake up no matter who starts at quarterback. They win 27-19. And moving on to our two Monday night games. How about this game? This is the game of the week. It's not even close. Monday, October 20th, 7 p.m. on ABC. The 5-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield. This team epitomizes Baker Mayfield. They're gritty. They fight. 5 wins in the fourth quarter. Whenever they're down, you can't count them out. They're going to score some points. They're on the road versus the 4-2 Detroit Lions. They definitely want to get things back on track. After that loss to KC, they had a number 1 offense last year. After this past week, they're no longer number 1 offense. They're number 2. It's still good enough. Right now, Detroit, 61.7% chance to win. The Bucs, a 38% chance. Detroit, 5.5-point favorites. 52.5 over under. This Buccaneers, they've had a lot of injuries. They've lost Irving. They've lost Egbuka. They've lost Godwin. Mike Evans. They're getting all these guys back, though. They were winning without them. Baker Mayfield, no matter who you give him, he's going to score some points. Give him his primary weapons. This offense is going to be deadly. 27.5 points a game, throwing for 244.2, running for 109.3, giving up 25.2 points a game. They give up some points, but they also score some points. Detroit, 31.8 points a game, throwing for 225, running for 128.7, giving up 23.7. They also have a stacked offensive roster. Goff, 14 touchdowns, 2 picks. Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, Laporte. There's weapons at every single skill position, and they're at home. Bucks, you guys have been fighting. It's been great to watch, but I think Detroit takes this one at home. They win 32-28. It's a high-scoring game. And another very close game to close everything out. 10 p.m. on ESPN. The 2-3 Houston Texans. This offense has finally woken up the last 2 weeks. They've rattled off 2 wins. They're finally scoring some points. How about C.J. Stroud? Starting to play like 2023 C.J. Stroud. That's the missing link here with Chubb, with Collins, with potentially the number 1 defense in the NFL at his back. They'll be on the road versus the 4-2 Seattle Seahawks, coming off a win versus the Jags in Jacksonville. Seattle, 51.4% chance to win. Houston, 48.2. Again, another 50-50 game. Seattle here, 3.5-point favorites, 41 over-under. Texans are averaging 21.6 points a game, throwing for 198.2, running for 116.2, giving up 12.2 points a game. That is number 1 statistically in the NFL. Seahawks, 27.7 points a game, throwing for 252.2, running for 104.2, giving up 19.5, only 79 on the ground. They got some weapons. Sam Darnold picked up right where he left off last season. Walker, Charbonnet, Smith-Njigba, 4 yards shy of 700. He's having a great season. He's the go-to guy whenever they need a first down. The ball's going to him. They're at home. I think Seattle gets the win here. Close game, but they win 24-21. Guys, that's our predictions. That's our picks for all of our Week 7 NFL games. Sorry if my voice is a little raspy. Still getting over being sick. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Drop your comments down below. Who do you think is going to win these games? Leave it in the comment section. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, make sure to check out the pinned comment below. Click on that link, sign up there. I would appreciate it. Of course, as always, thank you for watching.